And there are several different schools of leadership and thought on this. But when you dig into that, of course, if you have a command and control mentality, your teams always expect to be told what to do.
I suppose this really links into business outcomes here. We've got three big challenges that really, as a company, they're really going to want to get hold of and really start using that to advantage, affecting productivity, which in turn affects growth. We've developed a business guide ourselves for the industry to help with various outcomes. But what would you sort of say they could do to make positive changes and ultimately transform the business into an industry leader?
Well, I think when it comes to outcomes, achieving outcomes and getting your teams to really overperform and kind of step up to the unexpected, that there's some quite simple principles to follow there which can have a massive impact. And certainly there are thoughts around leadership, and I use this phrase intent-based leadership, which is where you give the control and the power to your teams, right, which is really hard for a lot of leaders to do because they feel that need to command and control. And there are several different schools of leadership and thought on this. But when you dig into that, of course, if you have a command and control mentality, your teams always expect to be told what to do. In simple terms, okay. So you might have an organization of 300 people in your insurance company, and if you're at the top cascading down what you want to do, you don't, how do you expect the people underneath to make decisions and feel empowered and trusted? Versus, do you try and move to a model where you're expressing an intent, we need to get from here to here, or this is where I'd like us to be going to. Off you go. You decide how we're going to get there, teams. You are empowered within your teams to make decisions. And that could be, you're an insurance broker, and actually when I'm making those sales, do I always have to go back to my manager or my team leader to get it signed off as a proposal, or actually am I empowered to make a decision on that? Or if I'm in customer service dealing with an issue, can I make the decision based on the information I have? Because the information is out in the field quite often in that moment. It's not with the leaders in the organization. So they've got to create an agile and flexible way of working to make that happen. And of course, you've got lots of volatility in the market, whether that's economic, whether that's to do with interest rates, whether that's to do with supply chain. So you've got to find ways to be agile to allow your business to react in those right moments. So I think that intent-based marketing is really important. And of course, behind all that, if you've got a clear vision, purpose, and you're, taking action towards that, I think they're really empowered. So it is, for me, it's all about empowering the people in your teams. You've brought them in, they've got certain skills. Don't constrain them. And I think you'll be surprised at what people in your teams can do. If you give them that freedom, you inspire them and motivate them and trust them, it's amazing what they can achieve.
And I suppose from that, you talk about it's maybe a difficult time, and now more than ever, then you want to get that customer experience right, which obviously comes from having that trust and empowering your teams to really take that on and provide the best level that they can, which comes from that confidence aspect.